somehow. yes, my Straight Talk family, you hear that theme song, you know it's time for me to bid you very pleasant night, wherever you are in St. Kitts and Nevis, wherever you are in the entire Caribbean region. As a matter of fact, I should say wherever you are in the world, because we are on the World Wide Web, and we reach and touch you all over the globe. I know that some of you are in Africa, there are some of you in Europe, there are some of you in Asia, and there are a whole lot of you all over North America. So I'm at liberty to say good night. I will say good morning, and I will also say good afternoon, because one of such greetings will be applicable to the region in which you now find yourselves. And Straight Talk family, if you're joining me for the first time, I say welcome to welcome to your first edition of Straight Talk, and trust and hope it won't be your last time, my Straight Talk family. And we thank all those who continue to share the link with you. You get us our first timers, and we like our first timers to know that Straight Talk is a public service program that facilitates and promotes free expression on all issues of national interest, be they legal, be they environmental, be they technological, social, economic, and or political issues. On Straight Talk, you do have a forum to express yourselves freely. Let us in the process strive to get St. Kitts and Nevis back to that enviable position of being number one. It's a hard ask, my Straight Talk family, but let's try. On this program, we try to raise the level of national consciousness. We try to raise the level of national discourse by alerting our people to their rights, to their responsibilities, and certainly to their obligations. My name is Ian Patches Liburd, and I give Almighty God thanks for blessing me with yet another opportunity to join you in conversation on yet another occasion. And I always pledge, my Straight Talk family, to be an advocate of truthfulness. And I know at times the truth bothers many, but I'm always guided by an excerpt from a favorite hymn of mine that always guides me. And it goes something like this: we are called to be God's people, or God's prophets, that should be, speaking for the truth and the right, standing firm for godly justice, bringing evil things to light. Let's seek the courage needed, our high calling to fulfill, that we may all know the blessings of the doing of God's will. So my Straight Talk family, absolutely nothing is watered down on this program, and this is for the first timers in particular. Absolutely nothing is watered down on this program, neither by omission nor by exaggeration. We never try to make it interesting, because Straight Talk is not about sensationalism. Straight Talk is not about creating excitement, especially at the expense of accuracy, because we strive to lean on the facts, as it's my bounden duty to present the unvarnished truth, the plain truth, especially when it comes to governance, transparency, and integrity in St. Kitts, and a matter of fact, wherever you are, wherever we are around the globe. As this program joins us together with people across the Federation, through this program we are joined with people in the diaspora around the world. Some we know very well and have met, Others we do not know, and many we will never meet. Some we will agree with the positions of the truth advance on Straight Talk, and some will disagree. And that's fine because we promote diversity of views. But what will sadden me, my Straight Talk family, if we ever start to become disagreeable? So let's thank Almighty God nonetheless for helping us to understand, oh, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. And I overlooked and oversight to apologize for my seemingly tardy start. Yes, I'm a little tardy tonight, so forgive me for that. We always have some little difficulties at times, and important to know that we are here. So for the first time, again, Straight Talk is a participative program. By that I mean we include your calls and your emails, and if you're so minded to call, the numbers are on your monitors, on your screen. And for those who like what I call the cloak of anonymity, we give you access via our email platform, and that address is also on your screen. And for those on Alexa, those who have that Alexa app, we come live via that medium as well, thanks to the owner there who gives us at a nominal cost. But there are some of you who have made donations as well, and people continue to ask about it. Donations support our efforts here on Straight Talk. And I must say a big thank you to all who did. I must also reassure you that no matter how small your contribution is, we're not dictating or stipulating any particular amount. No matter how small, it helps to continue, helps us to continue, I should say, these very important discussions. Helps to defray our costs, our maintenance, how to our costs, and how we maintain our commitment to the public service. There's some cost, yes. And others who wish to donate can simply scan the code on your screen. You'll access a payment form. Very simple process. So thank you again for your support and for helping us to keep the dialogue alive. Because believe it or not, some will like to close down, shut down this dialogue for whatever reason. That's so obvious. But a special welcome to my young brigade, my Straight Talk family, to Neymar and Soraya, young Dwayne, Tristan, Shama, Kevin, Rue, Jamal, Travis, Travon, and I must hail this special lady in St. Louis as well. And on a very sad note, my Straight Talk family, I really struggled with 3 deaths that occurred over the past week or two. And while Straight Talk has no detailed examination of the full circumstances surrounding these 3 deaths, as you can see on your monitors there, they have aroused a lot of suspicion in the minds of everyone in St. Kitts and Nevis and beyond, and certainly in my own mind. To your extreme left, you see Bugna, and we spoke about Bugna before. But Bugna was disappointed, as I said before, with the party and his parliamentary representative, the party meaning the Labour Party, the July Labour Party. And his parliamentary representative, he rooted for, and in the end, as a foot soldier, like so many others, his hopes were dashed because he was totally ignored by the leaders whom he rooted for. Sensi, Justin Sensi Hobson, that's the picture there in the center of the other two, was asked, like other occupants of the West Street apartments that were abandoned. They were all abandoned by the National Housing Corporation. As Sensi told me that the National Housing Corporation, management of the National Housing Corporation, that should be, informed them belatedly that come the 31st of December, that's next week, my Straight Dog family, next week, Tuesday to be exact, he and all the others whom they relocated in rental apartments would have to find money to pay their rent. Yes, the NHC relocated tenants over on the West Street East section before they demolished those apartments. We, in our time, before we demolished the apartments, we built some one-bedroom apartments to relocate the tenants with the expectation to have them return when the new apartments were completed. But since he told me that he had no place to go, he had no money to pay his rent. Matter of fact, he lived in Bird Rock. And asked me rhetorically, must I sleep on the street? He said, as a slow student who is the Minister of Housing and his representative, avoided him, refused to meet him, and many others. So he too has gone to the great beyond, a sad man. Circumstances surrounding his death, we don't know. But this one, on the right of your screen, extreme right, young Dr. Simonette Williams, went to social media, and I deliberately not going to play the things she said, because it pains me, like it pains many others. But she went to social media and in agony, in distress, told the Federation that she worked for weeks as a doctor at the hospital, but got no pay, and could not help herself and her mother. The things she said were unbelievable. And I asked the question though, is it that she had no money to catch a bus to St. Peter's or New Road, wherever she was heading to? Why she had to walk? Because she was tragically knocked down by a vehicle. And we haven't had all the circumstances, so I am very cautious to say much more. But whatever the circumstances surrounding these deaths, my Straight Dog family, they have all generated great suspicion. They have all generated, again I say, great suspicion. It's as if they, like others, were all caught in a trap set by Dr. Julia and his vindictive colleagues, and just could not go any further. Gave up. And I'm not a lawyer, so forgive me for even wanting to believe that the government or the Labour Party and or some of its members, for some reason I'm just thinking, I may be wrong, I may be dead wrong, but many I'm wanting to believe that some of its members, and especially the leaders of this party, must accept vicarious liability for these 3 untimely deaths. I know that may be difficult to prove with vicarious liability, but some responsibility must be apportioned, I believe, to these heartless men. Their hands are red, I dare say, and women too, in that July cabinet. And my Straight Talk family, we usually begin, and that's a sad note on which we have to start tonight. But we usually begin with our observations in review. And after our observations in review, we then move to our thesis. And following our thesis, we would include your calls, your emails as mentioned earlier, because we allow your participation, my Straight Talk family. Getting that stuck on my screen, but and we have your say. And our observations review, we highlight the current issues, my Straight Talk family. We highlight the current issues and we do some reflection. We may then ask a few questions. What was accomplished? How has it helped us? And what has changed, my Straight Talk family? These are some of the questions we do ask. And my Straight Talk family, after our observations, we will then begin our thesis, which I have titled for tonight, Nothing a Keep for Christmas. So don't you change your platform, my Straight Talk family. Just spread the word that Straight Talk is live on social media. But I want to spend some time on my first observation to correct this, what I call perpetual geothermal lie, my Straight Talk family, and a misguided view that because Nevis started to develop geothermal, St. Kitts should not develop geothermal. And I consider that myopic, how short-sighted such a view. Because in St. Kitts and in Nevis, or in St. Kitts Nevis, if you wish to use that term, we are blessed, my Straight Talk family, with two volcanoes. One on St. Kitts and one on Nevis. And my Straight Talk family, if the so-called engineer Congress, who has responsibility for energy, if he just takes off his political blinders and search the files in his ministry, he will find a report confirming that a 3G study was done which established the source here on St. Kitts. Yes, the geological, the geophysical and geochemical studies were done. I think that's the 3G that's all about. And he would find this report in his office in terms of the 3G studies that were done. And he will glean from an excerpt of it the Surface Studies Resource Assessment 2, which suggested that at least a minimum of 18 megawatts were established, which the report went on to claim it would be well over 100 megawatts. But that report is in his office, and he can do himself some justice if he go find it and read it. But you know, my Straight Dog family, the soccer engineer and Terence Michael July will do and say anything, just like what they did in Cairn. Because in Cairn, till this very day, some people complain that when they take a shower, the water burns their eyes. And at times there's a stench that comes out of the pipe. But that's for another occasion, my Straight Dog family. Because Bede, we should have no confidence whatsoever in Bede. They drilled 3 wells here on St. Kitts. 2 are out of commission as we speak. And 1, as I said, people complain that when they have a shower, the water burns their eyes. But getting back to the geothermal and this myopic view that because Nevis has geothermal, St. Kitts should not develop geothermal. How short-sighted. What hypocrisy. And examine the hypocrisy, my Straight Dog family. There is an international airport in St. Kitts. But the snake Mark Brantley is building an international airport in Nevis. Yes. So why not bridge the islands? If that is done tomorrow, the Nevis economy will immediately expand by 74%. And that's so elementary. So elementary, my Straight Dog family. But a French billionaire, Patrick Drahi, wants to park his private jet in Nevis. So he lends the NIA $80 million to expand the Vance Amery International Airport. But when he lands the same private jet in Paris, Drahi, he's prepared to drive for hours to get to his home. And you know, he will convince shallow minds like Pepper Seed, who is on record saying he does not support the bridge. And each one, obviously, my Straight Dog family, is entitled to his or her view. And Pepper Seed is on record saying he does not support the bridge. And he's entitled to that view, my Straight Dog family.
You know, some people are talking about building a bridge between St. Kitts and Nevis. I want to say publicly that I have my opposition to it. We built a water taxi pier over there. We have a sea bridge over there at Catesby as well. The water taxi pier we're about. And then you have these water taxis that run like Uber, back and forth. Get people across here and back and forth. Now, the beautiful thing about it is that when persons come, they either have to take a taxi, they have to take an Uber, they have to take or rent a vehicle. And the interesting thing about it is that these vehicles have to pay road tax. So it therefore means that these persons are applying a trade, making some money, paying the road tax that is needed to build more road, upkeep the existing road infrastructure and so forth. And I said there is some significant economic benefit to persons coming through that facility over there, or even bringing the vehicle over on the sea bridge. That's fine. I want them to come through that facility over there and utilize the services that are available over here so people can make money. And I believe at some point, Reggae Beach, I understand that there is a development plan in place to construct a pier and a similar facility over there. So that would be good for persons on St. Kitts to also go and ply their trade, taxis and rental companies, Ubers and that kind of thing. I think that this particular facility, once you have the access on both islands, is the best way to go at this point in time. I certainly don't.
And yes, he's entitled to his view. To me, it's, as I said, myopic. Interestingly, though, his CCM colleague in the NIA cabinet, Spencer Brand, supports the bridge. And I served in the federal cabinet with the snake Mark Brantley, and he too supported the bridge. But this convenient change of view is not uncharacteristic of the snake. But getting back to the geothermal, the truth is nonetheless, when the matter of geothermal development was raised at the federal cabinet level, then Premier Amory is on record saying that both will complement each other. And I'll find that news item before this program is done. But that epitomizes the man Vance Winkworth Amory, may his soul rest in peace. A clear example of his visionary leadership, and a man who has left such a void in Nevis. And there's a geothermal lie as well, that the Team Unity administration never supported geothermal. What a lie, my Stray Dog family. And this came from the mouth of the snake, my Stray Dog family. Listen to this.
Unity took office in 2015. We got the geothermal project, 7.7 million.
I want to repeat that. This is the snake talking about geothermal. And yet he said most recently that Unity never supported geothermal. That he got $7.7 million, which he never accounted for. He said this, my Stray Dog family.
Unity took office in 2015. We got the geothermal project, 7.7 million.
And always come to Straight Talk. We will debunk the lies. The Labour administration as well lied to the IMF about renewable energy development in St. Kitts and Nevis. But that's nothing new for Terence Michael Drew. But if you look at the assumptions in relation to renewable energy development on St. Kitts and Nevis, or in St. Kitts and Nevis, you will glean, my Stray Dog family, from that information that I've posted on your screens, on your monitors. And it reads, as you look at the right-hand corner there, it says the solar project with a total investment of $80 million is expected to be fully operational in 2026. And this is the IMF Article 4 report dated the 15th of May 2024. Continues. This utility scale solar photovoltaic power generation unit should provide 35 megawatts of peak capacity, but contribute an average to 1/3 of the needs of the St. Kitts grid, about 9 megawatts, my Stray Dog family. And it continues. But then recently, we heard of this termination of that agreement. Look at number 2, my Stray Dog family, geothermal. The geothermal project was launched with an initial investment of $17 million for drilling and exploration. That was provided by through a contingent loan of the Caribbean Development Bank, acting as an intermediary for the Green Climate Fund. But ask yourselves, my Stray Dog family, what has become of that $17 million? And why the production wells are not being drilled? Because the snake, Mark Brantley, all of a sudden says there's a shortfall in the funding required. And this is what happens over in Nevis. You see what's happening with the additional wing at the Alexandra Hospital being constructed for almost going on to 9 years. But my Straight Talk family, the third Prime Minister raised the issue that nothing was said about the solar plant in the budget, which was a shovel-ready project before the change of administration in 2022. And they said nothing about it in the budget. But look at the report I just posted from the Article 4 report from the IMF. The SOCA engineer provided a rebuttal and spoke to some financial closure issues. But my Straight Talk family, the country, however, knows the full story surrounding the frustration of the solar farm project. And it is important to recall that the special advisor, who someone referred to as badvisor, I like that term for Edinburgh, but the special advisor or badvisor told us it was a good project. He said this to St. Kitts and Nevis and the world, my Straight Talk family.
It is a good project based on our own studies, calling in the expertise from right in the Caribbean to assess. It's a good project. Mm-hmm. They feel that it was properly assessed and the costing was within the range of what it would cost anyway to do that.
And that's the words. It was a good project. The words of the badvisor, Austin and the Borough. But the father of the SOCA engineer, my Straight Talk family, has interests in Speedtech St. Kitts Nevis Limited, unless he has relinquished such interests. He was in fact the sole director in Speedtech St. Kitts Limited, unless he has recently relinquished such interests. And the Speedtech St. Kitts Limited, its parent company is in the Republic of China on Taiwan. The parent company, Speedtech Energy Company Limited, is a total solar solution provider specialized in the design, development, and manufacture of solar photovoltaic and LED power solutions. Remember they dished out these LED lights some time ago, my Straight Talk family. How many of us remember that? Must not forget these things, my Straight Talk family. But he does have or had contact and ownership or directorship in the Speedtech St. Kitts Nevis or St. Kitts Limited. And Speedtech built 2 solar farms on St. Kitts. None of them, on the line, none of them are operational as we speak. The solar farm just east of or north, beg your pardon, of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, and the solar farm in the Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw Airport compound. And the solar farm at the RLB Airport raise issues surrounding conflict of interest, as his father, Lincoln Contender Maynard, was then chairman of SCASPA when this solar farm was commissioned, my Straight Talk family. Remember, the solar farm was commissioned when he was actually chairman of SCASPA. And he was asked this question, my Straight Talk family.
Mr. Maynard said he is no longer on the board of the... Not recall if Speedtech Energy was registered while he was on the board. Were you on the board at that time, or was a new board appointed before that time, before when the company was registered?
I'm not sure with the timelines with respect to with respect to that. But I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
Okay.
So my Straight Talk family, Straight Talk will closely follow the further development of solar energy in St. Kitts and see whether Speedtech will rise from what seemed to be the ashes. Our second observation relates to the issue of quality and the location, in reference to the location of the desalination plant. That has been our focus. But what has come to the fore one more time is the issue of procurement. And we are stating here categorically that this solar farm, or beg your pardon, this desalination plant, beg your pardon, the contract was awarded to Royal Utilities in contravention of the Procurement and Administration Act. Although the SOCA engineer stood up in Parliament and had this to say, my Straight Talk family.
There were 3 proposals before the procurement board considered in an emergency situation. 3 of them were considered, and the Royal Utilities won the procurement bid. So this went through procurement.
But my Straight Talk family, I challenge the so-called engineer, because he has never said, and he should not even say, he should publish the other bidders besides Royal Utilities. Because our information before us tells us that the Procurement and Administration Act was contravened. And I challenge the SOCA engineer Congress to tell us who are the other bidders, and give us a copy. Give the country a copy. Post them. Public Works do post other tenders. Post these tenders, whether they were emergency or not. Let us see when they were published and where. Because we know that what you are saying is not true. Only announce one bidder up to this date, Royal Utilities. But who the hell are the other 2? Congress Maynard. And we stand by our view that locating a desalination plant in a harbor that accommodates cargo ships, cruise vessels, and oil tankers pose significant concerns related to water quality and environmental risk, especially regarding potential contamination from hydrocarbons. It is potentially dangerous or problematic to locate a desalination plant in a harbor. And we can cite several reasons for this concern. 1, environmental impact. Why don't you publish or make accessible the environmental impact assessment? Because desalination plants typically discharge brine, highly concentrated salt water, back into the ocean, which can negatively affect local marine ecosystems. And in a busy harbor, the interaction between desalination plant discharges and the activities of large ships, including oil tankers that come there every week or every other week, could create unpredictable environmental consequences, especially in terms of water quality and, of course, marine life. But instead of providing assurances to the people that an EIA was done and what were the findings, what it got from Terence Michael Jew and the SOCA engineer Conrad Maynard is arrogance. Ideally, desalination plants should be located in more stable, less trafficked areas to avoid any complications. And those are my observations in review for tonight, my Straight Dog family. And I hasten to move right into my thesis for tonight, which I've titled, like I said, Nothing a Keep for Christmas. And my Straight Dog family, for those of us who go to church, Sunday gone was the last Sunday in Advent, the season leading up to Christmas. And Advent is a time of preparation as we wait in anticipation for the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. So despite everything else, we remain steep in our tradition. So I must first wish my entire audience a Merry Christmas. But I have to be honest, nothing a keep, my Straight Dog family. Nothing a keep because for the past 2.5 years, we have experienced an incompetent bunch of leaders in the cabinet that has brought us failure and national or economic decline. What can be expected, my Straight Dog family, is a question we ask. When Prime Minister July, as a former Prime Minister and senior minister in his cabinet, who displayed such recklessness, my Straight Dog family, such recklessness in the Federation's parliament just a few days ago, when the senior minister said this.
There seems to be some noise about, the expenditure is more than the revenue expected. So it's a deficit budget. So what? I've had several deficit budgets.
Reckless, don't you find, my Straight Dog family? So what if we have a deficit budget? Could you imagine that, my Straight Dog family? So what? These comments provide clear evidence of the poor leadership we are witnessing under this Terence Michael July administration. And the results are hurting the working class more particularly. And as a matter of fact, the results are hurting everyone, my Straight Dog family, because everyone is crying out for help, my Straight Dog family. Everyone is crying out, except perhaps this one senator who said this.
The reality is, under the former administration, there was nothing. There was nothing happening, Madam Speaker. And you know, I had a student loan, Madam Speaker. Thanks to God for this job, I was able to pay off that student loan most recently. Celebrate that for me.
And my Straight Dog family, this is the arrogance we get from those in the July cabinet. Do you believe that, my Straight Dog family? But the results, like I said, are hurting. Everyone is crying out, except those in the cabinet who seem to be so disconnected from the people, my Straight Dog family.
So I come to say that I wish everyone all the best for Christmas. But the best Christmas gift we will have is when this incompetent government goes away. We must say, like in Exodus, set the people free, give them a chance to breathe again. Give them a chance to find jobs. Give them a chance to recover their hope. Give them a chance to buy carnation milk. And you can keep your deer milk or your camel milk or whichever expensive milk you're drinking in Dubai. Give them a break. Let the people breathe again. That is my plea for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis at this time of the year.
What a wish that would be, or what a day if that wish comes true. So what? The senior minister asks, and we hear the response. No double salary for public sector workers. So what? No CBI dividends for citizens. So what, he asks? No money for social assistance programs. So what? The senior minister asks, more debt financing to come. Remember, we went to the IMF when we had all these deficits racked up. Land for debt swap, my Stray Dog family. So what is the question we ask, my Stray Dog family? More debt financing. And so what? We ask, things are not well.
It is said that the voice of the people is the voice of God. And it is so true in the context of our own model of democracy. You can't be such an expert. But when people are telling you things now go well, you say, shut up. Things are going well because I paid off my student loan. How does that address it? Things are going well because I have moved in a new home. No, 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 no. You listen to Calypsonians, you listen to the preachers, you listen to everyone in society, and everybody of the same refrain, except the experts who are too arrogant and disconnected to recognize the reality.
So what is the question we ask my Stray Dog family? So what? But the act of giving, my Stray Dog family, the act of giving during Christmas holds significant importance, both personally and socially. In essence, giving during Christmas nurtures compassion, strengthens bonds, and fosters a deeper sense of community and shared humanity. It moves beyond material gifts to a more profound exchange of kindness, love, and emotional support. My Stray Dog family, the country is facing 2.5 years of incompetence, failure, and economic decline. Just recently, my Stray Dog family, Dr. Terence Michael July confessed. Believe it or not, he confessed that he inherited $500 million when he got into office, my Stray Dog family. Do you believe that July would say this? He did say this, my Stray Dog family.
Weighing on a SIDF that they had is $1 billion they inherited, Madam Deputy Speaker. $1 billion. I inherited almost half of that. If I had $1 billion, oh my God. I'm telling you. You know what you could do with that?
My Stray Dog family, you heard him? He inherited $500 million, my Stray Dog family. And you hear the question he asks? If he had $1 billion, what he could do with that? The best thing he can do with $1 billion is to buy a plane, an aeroplane, my Stray Dog family, to help him to move around the world and save the country some costs in the long run. But my Stray Dog family, he cried wolf, wolf, wolf about deficit. That now he has plunged the country into serious deficit. Remember, he talked so many times about deficit, something in deficit, something in the red. Remember that, my Straight Talk family. And now, he has plunged the country into a real deficit situation, my Straight Talk family. How can we deal with this deficit? As I said, he cried, wolf, 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 my Straight Talk family. And now he has a deficit situation which we all have to deal with, my Straight Talk family.
I want this to sink in. The government for 2024, it's predicting by its own report a huge sum of $237 million in 2024. And if we thought that was bad, it gets worse. Because rather than dealing with the reckless expenditures, which have created a deficit of $237 million, the government continues on its callous path. And so for 2025, according to their own estimates, they are predicting another deficit of $28.5 million. Total them, it's almost $300 million in deficit.
Almost $300 million, my Straight Talk family, in deficit. That's what's happening in our country. That's why our Christmas is not as bright as we expect it to be, my Straight Talk family. There's inflation. July tell us about imported inflation. But how to deal with such inflation is the question, my Straight Talk family, that looms large, very large at this time, my Straight Talk family. How to deal with the inflation. And we go back to the leader.
Inflation will continue unabated in 2025. No reduction being presupposed in their document. 1.5% increase year on year. Madam Speaker, so if you already can't afford to buy milk in St. Paul's or Sandy Point, Bar State, Tabernacle, Manchester, Atlas, all around the country, anywhere, Charlestown, Gingerland, wherever you may be in the Federation, when the price goes up, how are you going to survive that?
And that's a fair question, my Straight Talk family. How will poor people survive? The senior minister, just like his boss, July, with his foulness, telling us to use inferior brands. Could you imagine that, my Straight Talk family? Instead of addressing the issues and putting us on a better plane, he told us to look at the brands.
We hear that St. Kitts people love brands. So even though the brand is more expensive, and even though the pocket is half empty, we're still going for the brand. Be wise consumers. Take it from me, be wise. Look more than brand. Don't fool yourself and go only for brands.
Imagine that, my Straight Talk family. Drinking carnation milk since we're small. That's why we're drinking. And they're telling us now we must drink money milk. Some money milk from Germany. We understand that the cats love it most. But he continues to drink his camel milk, my straight dog family, and that's okay for him. He drinks his camel milk. Out of order, don't you find? But my straight dog family is the CBI, the Citizenship by Investment Program, that should be. And the projected decrease in revenue is what's most bothersome to those of us, my straight dog family.
Madam Speaker, we do know that CBI revenues are projected to drop by a massive $305 million relative to the whopping $620.5 million that had been actualized in 2023. The failure to maintain the CBI platinum brand is well known. In fact, they come to us consciously and say to us, we know we were going to get a hit. Well, which sane person goes forward knowing very well that they will take a hit? And now the hit has cut in half the usual exceptional revenues that we would have had from that particular project. Madam Speaker, what else is awry with the ship of states in St. Kitts and Nevis?
And that's a fair question, my straight dog family. Because the CBI revenue must fall, had to fall, because Terence Michael July and his government was colluding with a French crook. They were colluding with a French fraudster, my straight dog family. And he and his attorney general colluded with this fraudster to undermine one investor that has delivered under the CBI. That investor, we cannot dispute the fact, has delivered under CBI. And the senior minister made mention of that, my straight dog family.
We have the Ramada by Windham situated there. The second phase of Ramada, that is building, can't remember how many rooms, but phase one had 200 condos and villas. And phase two, as I said, is now being completed, maybe with another 100 plus rooms, etc.
And my straight dog family, the physical evidence is there. The Ramada Hotel by Caribbean Galaxy, as the Minister of Foreign Affairs said, and the parliamentary representative said, they said 200 rooms, and the first phase, and the second phase continues. But this investor that came to the country in 2013 has delivered. No matter what we say, the Caribbean Galaxy has delivered. The physical evidence is there. Look at it on your screen, my straight dog family. But Terence Michael July and his Attorney General, Garth Lucifer Wilkin, and others colluded with this fraudster to undermine that investor. And my straight talk family, believe it or not, he then further chases away investors from the CBI by trying to collect money that does not belong to the government. I repeat that. Sent these letters out, scaring investors away from the program. Then don't you expect that the CBI revenue would reduce? It would decrease. Because, my straight talk family, the regulations are clear. The regulations state quite clearly, my straight talk family, even though it was repealed, it still remains the same. In addition to due diligence and other sundry minor fees, my straight talk family, all the government collects is post-application fees as per the regulations. It is clear, my straight talk family. Read it for yourselves. Post-approval in principle CBI application fees. The following, it reads, the following application fees shall be paid to the unit on every CBI application that approval in principle is granted by the unit, except with respect to Part 6 Sustainable Island State Contribution. That full contribution, yes, as it says, a contribution goes straight to the unit and to the consolidated fund, my straight talk family. And in addition to the due diligence fees prescribed in Regulation 33. And my straight talk family, it continues. This is what they pay. $25,000 for the main applicant. $15,000 for the spouse of the main applicant. $10,000 for each dependent child of the main applicant or other dependent, beg your pardon, under 18 years of age, including each dependent child born after the CBI application is submitted to the unit and before the date of the certificate of registration is issued to the main applicant. $15,000 for each dependent child of the main applicant or other dependent age 18 years or older, and $30,000 for addition, beg your pardon, of spouse or other qualified dependent, my straight dog family. And that's very clear. Pellucid, my straight dog family. So what are they talking about money? That's what the government legislated unto itself. The fees, my straight dog family. That's all the government legislated unto itself. The post-application or post-approval in principle fees. So when they start talking about passport money owed and passport money this, I'm confused. And you must be as well. Because the question is, my straight dog family, what is to be paid to the government and what the government collects, my straight dog family. So do not be fooled. But my straight dog family, the book of John, the Gospel of St. John, speaks about evil and darkness. And I think it's John 3, verse 19. And I like the King James Version, which reads, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. So Terence Michael July, my straight dog family, was crooked by a fraudster, as I told you before. That thief don't like thief with long bag. But my straight dog family, I really did not intend to tarry for so long tonight, as I intend to give you an opportunity to extend season's greetings, if you so wish to do, to your loved one and friends near and far. And for me, my straight dog family, I want to take some time out as well to wish you season's greetings in song, a song that I wrote some time ago. I want to wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas. That's the name of the song, Merry, Merry Christmas, my straight dog family.
This is a Christmas flower. And this is how the Christmas go. Yes, my friend, yes, my friend, yes, my friend. It's Christmas time again. Christmas, yo. A Merry, Merry Christmas. This is a Merry, Merry Christmas to everyone, everywhere. Spread love around the world. To my brothers and my sisters, to all my loved ones, whether far or near. Yeah. Christmas time is a joyful time, and Christmas time is here. It's now the time to wish you one and all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. A Merry, Merry Christmas. This is a Merry, Merry Christmas to everyone, everywhere. To every boy, every girl. To my brothers and my sisters. To all my loved ones, whether far or near.
So yes, my Straight Talk family, that's my way of wishing you a Merry, Merry Christmas. And in conclusion, like Timothy Harris, I came tonight to wish everyone a Merry Christmas when it comes, because I won't see you or be with you on Thursday. I'll be with you next week, Monday, not Thursday. But I also believe that the best Christmas gift we will get is if we see the back of this incompetent, heartless, and corrupt government, my Straight Dog family. Hear me. I believe the best Christmas gift we will get is if we see the back of this incompetent, heartless, and corrupt government, my Straight Dog family. Believe me. And that's my story tonight, my Straight Dog family. And I'm not going to change it. Captain, the ship is sinking. Not hip for Christmas. I will open the lines and entertain your calls and your emails. And when I do so, at any moment now, I anticipate callers, you will respect others. And of course, to achieve that, you must first respect yourselves. Let us try to be fair to all concerned. And let us try to do the things that are beneficial to all concerned. And in the process of saying and or doing those things, let us strive to build a kind of gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. With that said, Merry Christmas again. As I go to the lines and say, caller, you're live. Hello, caller? Are you there, caller? No. Yes, just hold on. Just hold the line for me, my brother. Just hold the line for me, could you? Just hold the line for me. Seem to be having a little difficulty with that call. I think I know what's gone wrong here. My Straight Dog family, just hold the line for me, my brother. Yes, go ahead. You're live. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Patrick.
Good night, sir.
I am going to say something tonight. In Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7, be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, he shall also reap. That is, you cannot plant potato ground, I always say so, and get yam. And you can't sow yam and get that's it. Now I am reading, Mr. Patrick, in Colossians chapter 3. Colossians chapter 3, verse 25. I did hear it here. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he had done. For there is no respecter of person. You hear what I did?
Yes, I'm listening, my brother.
All right. Let me tell you something. I am going to finish right now.
Please.
That is, the world belongs to God. And that is, we have to really depend on God. That is, He only gives this life. No matter when Christmas around the corner, and if God not let you live to see Christmas, you can't see it.
Okay.
It is a mercy why when we are asleep, God wakes us up.
Okay.
All right? And so, Mr. Patel, I am telling you, I don't know why people don't behave so. But this minute we got. Good night, Mr. Patel.
Good night, my dear brother. That's the Bible man, and I thank you for, as always, for your spiritual interventions. And we do look forward to your interventions each time, and I do have some a little difficulty here, but let's see if I can sort this out while I await your calls or take your calls. And caller, just give me 1 second if you can. Just give me 1 second there if you can, my Straight Dog family. Oh, I'm just sorry about that, my Straight Dog family. Please call back. Don't know what's going on here with my telephone there. My Straight Dog family. Just are you there, caller?
Good night, Mr. Liburd.
Oh yes, I've got it now. Thank you very much. Good night. Good night. Good night. You are blessed.
The quote,
you are
the
blessed.
Quote for,
you are blessed. Yes. Yes.
The quote for this evening.
Mm-hmm.
The government doesn't have any money. The only power it has is to take from some and give to the other. I repeat, the government doesn't have any money. The only power it has is to take from some and give to the other. Also to you, Mr. Liburd, may God continue to favor you now and always. Have a great evening.
Have a great evening as well. Thank you always for your quotations. The government only power it has is to take and give to others. Yes, my Dog family, now the phone is up and working. There was a little difficulty in the beginning, but God is always in the midst of everything. And if you just joined me, we are, in fact, giving you an opportunity to extend your best wishes to your family and your friends, and to, as well, take part in the discussion as gleaned from my thesis, Nothing to Keep for Christmas, because things are just not well. My Straight Dog family. Let's go back to the lines and say, caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, my dear brother, you're live.
Yeah, good evening, Brother Patrick, Mr. Conscience.
How are you? How are you, my brother?
Well, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. And good evening, Brother Straight Talk, and Sister Atlas in New York, and the good Sister there with the quotation from Nevis. Good evening, Alice, Maisie, and all the others who just call in on Straight Talk, and even those who don't call in but means well for the country and Straight Talk. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a prosperous and better New Year. Now, Patrick, let me say this here, brother. That lying man down Church Street, Dr. Terrence July, even animal, the dumb beast, they can understand certain things. You have a dog and you tell it, go out. And that dog accustomed to you, it's going to move. It depends on the tone of your voice. See how loyal that man is? When he got into office, he said he made the country in the red. He forget that, you know. And then now here he inherit $500 million.
$500 million, yes.
Oh my God. I wonder if you know what the Bible said about lying tongue. Jesus hate those things. They are specially marked in the Bible. And I'm going to tell him, if he is so daring to watch people in the face, sensible people, alive people, living people, and tell that big lie, what to expect from he? No wonder that piece of meat off of a bull cattle is so expensive. The piece, I don't know if it's sirloin it is, but it looks like sirloin. That piece underneath the belly. Because when people get pieces that they to eat, they tighten up and they straighten up, and they do better. He know what he want? He done determine one thing in his mind. He got in India to make money in the right way, and he gonna do it, and that is what he's doing. So maybe the $500 million what he meet in India, he build a special pants and the pocket and full up it with that. He need to go up by serious. Up they go get what a man up they get, because I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what to say, because now Patrick talk by them doing to the country. That ain't gonna move them there, because the only thing can move the devil is Jesus. Move the devil, and Jesus will know how to get him out of India. You see, but talking for us, we are only doing hot air pollution without action. And it needs action. It's 2 years now and 4 months in India doing wrong stupidness, and people afraid to go demonstrate, protest and let the world see. We let them read our placards that we are not satisfied
He run in the country, he run down the country dead. Nobody could get no money to buy nothing. Every minute he come talking about the break land, the break soil for this and break soil for that. That man telling stupid a load of lies. That's all he there for. If he kill a cockroach, he send it up and say they can make news. That's it, let somebody is coming. Thank you so long. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone.
Merry Christmas to you as well, my dear brother. And yes, it was hard to believe when he, they say a liar has no memory. But when you hear Dr. July say this in the parliament, it took me by, I don't know, I couldn't believe he said this. But he said this.
Weighing on a SIDF that they had is $1 billion they inherited, Madam Deputy Speaker. $1 billion. I inherited almost half of that. If I had $1 billion, oh my God. I'm telling you. You know what you could do with that?
So what he did, we may ask my straight dog family, but that $500 million, that's a $500 million he said he inherited. But he's now in the red, In 2023, he spent $250 million more than he budgeted. How is this man going to run the country? It is inconceivable, reads this email, and unimaginable how the leader of the opposition, Mark Brantley, was so disrespectful to the office of Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition. That should be His Majesty's Loyal Opposition. As he began his address to the budget speech, his flippant remarks on such a serious subject has left many in wonderland when he commenced by saying that if anyone who will be expecting him to curse the government on the budget can forget it now and turn off whatever devices they are listening to, meaning in simple language that he will not be adverse nor will he be opposing the government's budget. He really sounded like a government backbencher and not like an opposition leader. Every other country bona fide opposition leader worldwide will vehemently criticize and abuse the shortfalls in the budget and simultaneously make and submit recommendations. That is the duty of a responsible opposition leader, not a barefaced fraudster without shame collecting monthly the leadership of the opposition's salary under false pretenses, knowing fully well that he is undeserving of it. However, mark boy, one day as the sun rises and sets, your payday will come for the injustices perpetrated by you on the people of Nevis and St. Kitts. Rest assured, your boasting vagabond reads this email. This other email reads, my straight dog family, DJ Marisha set a trap and caught the slow student lying. According to the DJ, the slow student told him to meet him at Alfredo's restaurant around lunchtime for a discussion. After the DJ turned up and waited for a considerable time, and not realizing the appearance of the slow student, he was compelled to let Alfredo know the reason why he was lingering around in the restaurant. And that is, he was waiting, on the slow student, who told him here's where he daily eats his lunch. However, the DJ was shocked when Alfredo told him that yes, he used to come here for lunch, but since he has won his seat and became a minister, he never once came back here. I want to say to the DJ, why you continue to allow a slow student fool and mislead you like that? This is not the first time I hear you refer to the slow student as a liar, and that on several occasions when you call him, he refused to answer his phone, etc., etc. But DJ, you are not alone in this regard, because many of his constituents in East Basti would tell you what a damn liar the man is as well. I can only imagine how embarrassed, disappointed, and disgraceful you felt when Alfredo told you that the slow student don't patronize his restaurant anymore since he became a minister of government. Nevertheless, DJ, I wholeheartedly concur and agreed with you that all the elected government ministers are fraudsters and liars and only chatting in parliament. I believe if we had a few more DJ Marishaws to openly speak against wrongdoing, the Federation will be better off. Caller, thank you for holding your live. Hello, caller.
Yes, good night, Brother Patches.
Yes, good night, my brother.
Good night to all the listeners, near and far. Patches, first of all, I must say, my condolences to the young lady, the young doctor, a brilliant lady who has gone to the great beyond.
Yep.
May your soul rest in peace and rise to glory. I know that I speak for many people who might not have a voice or who will not get the chance to. But if I may move forward, if I may quote, by the sweat of a man's brow, you shall eat bread. And in respect to that lady, there are lots of questions to be asked and to be answered. I'm not going to point my finger on a political assassination, nor what. The truth remains to reveal. But let me say this. That voice note or video clip that lady made, she was forced between a brick and a hard wall. No money. And whatever predicament she was in. Okay? She needed money to take care of her anticipation. Okay? And the lack of what she worked for forced her into that because she was deprived, delayed, and nothing in a direction where she will get it from. So she probably was forced to do something that it is sad to say. I'm not going to say. Okay? Or there could be many theories. But what happened is wrong, and government must step up to pay people when they deserve it instead of these bullshit. Okay? I'm not shouting. I'm calm. Okay? Moving forward, I send out a call to Mr. Timothy Harris. And I'm going to stand on my ground. My ground is what I bid for, and I will remain that. But I will collaborate with Mr. Harris. And last but not least, this government will never be, the new and upcoming government will never be an outright party. It will be a coalition. And let the coalition choose their leader. And I also will reaffirm again that I am bidding for number 8. And I will kick number 8's ass. So you are being challenged. It's all up to the people. Okay? The people has the power. Not those who are in power has the power. Not those who are in office has the power. I will rest my case there, and I will yield to many more to be called in. Thank you for the time. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you for your intervention, as passionate as can be. And just to give you an update as well, I didn't make mention, my straight dog family, of the issues that the Calypsonians had. And we know, we saw this letter trying to stifle the expression or lyrics of the Calypsonians. And we then saw a subsequent release from the St. Kitts National Carnival Committee which suggests that matters are now sorted out. And you see, I posted that on your screen as well. But here's what I go back to the lines and say good night to this caller and a Merry Christmas when it comes. Are you there, caller?
Yeah, good night, Mr. Liburd, man. Yeah, good night to you, Mr. Liburd, and the listeners. You can hear me loud and clear, right?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear, my brother.
Yeah, okay. I accept your greetings, and I wish you the same, you and your family, and all the listeners to your show, especially those callers that we call in every night to make your program the way it is. There's a lot going on in St. Kitts and Nevis, and I'm going to state it clearly again. I'm disappointed to see what's going on in my own country where I was born. A lot of stuff is going on. There's a lot of criminal elements going on, a lot of criminality going on, and our judicial system is broken. Crimes are being committed, and crimes are not being solved. And the persons who are in charge of that criminality and such, they know who they are. Let's talk about the money. The people of St. Kitts and Nevis are being brainwashed and manipulated to think to themselves that money is not important to them. Money is only important to the elitists, especially these politicians that have given themselves a big fat raise in Parliament top of this year. From since last year, I said there will be no bonus, there will be no double, or there will be less than what they got last year. The money is not getting to the average working class people's pockets. The money has been going to the politicians, the lawyers, and the agents who selling them passports. And that can't be right. We don't have a natural resources. We don't have that like other countries and other islands in the Caribbean. But we started selling or investing or whatever you want to call it. But it just seems like it just turned out to selling our national asset called the passport for 40 plus years. During that 40 years, some people don't even know they had such a program running. But not until when, we know that this prime minister came in and he gave a dividend. We know that. That's factual. But from the outset, there was supposed to be a framework in place so that the citizens can enjoy their citizenship and enjoy some of that money coming from that CBI. That didn't happen for so long. And then right now, the people them got to realize they didn't get that money for 40 years and they got one dividend or two dividend and an independent reset. But those type of money, them little bit of trinkets that they got is nothing compared to what those elitist people got and took from our national asset. We, the working class people, did not enjoy none of that money or little bit. Trinkets, crumbs. There's monies that's sitting out there for St. Kitts and Nevis, and we don't know if we'll ever get that money back. The persons who's responsible for going after that money, they don't care about going after it because that money, if that money were to return and come into the Federation, most of that money should go straight to the people's pocket instead of what that lady said that night, well, putting that money in the treasury. Enough money went into the treasury before. And that same lady, she said recently before she made that statement, she wanted 10 grand in her pocket. The people of St. Kitts and Nevis got to wake up. It's a new time coming. I want to heal up the one called Banky over in Nevis, who has now taken the step and made a decision to run as an independent candidate in the next election, local and federal upcoming in St. Kitts and Nevis. And want people to start getting to know him, Banky, the agriculture guru. And I'll leave it there for now. And I'll come back in later.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for your intervention. We go straight back to the lines. Caller, Merry Christmas to you. You're live.
Mr. Straight Talk,
How art thou, my brother from another mother? Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's on your mind? What's up, man?
Oh, my brother from another mother. How are you?
I am peaceful. I am peaceful. It's
what can I say, man? I've been calling for the whole night and it just ringing. And so straight I can recognize that his overseas line is not on, but then you fix it.
Yes, I'm happy.
So how the season's going with you?
You know, I take it one day at a time. I've had my days of playing music, you know.
Yes, this is what I'm just saying. I'm saying, but really, you have that song hiding, and I think it's my first time hearing it. So how you get that song?
It's been released now a couple of years. It's a Christmas song I did some couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember Jazzy was playing some songs. I know you have some Christmas songs, but I never heard of that one before. So that was so amazing.
Yes, thank you.
Anyway, I just want to wish you the best. Let me just say Happy Christmas to my wonderful niece there in St. Louis and Texas Queen. Happy Christmas. Lyda, Happy Christmas. And my brother Alvin and my brother dear Ellis and George Reed. I want to wish you guys a Happy Christmas. And my cousin comes from they're down in St. Kitts for Christmas, Bobby and his friend Jack. I just want to wish them the best day. Do your thing. Mr. Straight Talk, I don't know what's going on with our little country, but we just got to do what we got to do. I was listening a tape from the soca engineer come to you, and he was saying that the problem we have in St. Kitts, if we go to renewable energy or something like that, it gonna cost more because when they shut off in the night, we have to turn back to our electric grid for when the sun gone down. I just describe and I say what. I said, I mean, if we're not gonna have new energy thing in St. Kitts then.
If he said that, he's chatting nonsense. You know, that's why they have battery
storage.
He
says it. It's there for you to.
They have to have battery storage. You generate the energy from the sunlight in the day and you store it. Batteries.
He said that once it goes off, that's why they have to get the generator because once it's go down, the sun gone down, that's it for that. And then you have to turn back over to the generator and then early in the morning, when the sun rises again, that's where you pick back up. And I say, I never heard of this thing.
Chatting. If he said that, you're chatting stupidness.
Yes, it's there. You just have to when I hear it, and also to that little thief, that little young lady, Mr. Thief, that little young mislead girl. What's her name? Iselin, Miss something. I can't remember her name, but she said from when the in Unity was on, nothing was going on with Unity. Nothing, so she pay off she loan because this is what happened. So, Madam Speaker, you know what was happening in the farmer government? Nothing was going on. No. I said, you mean nothing was going on and you have all would be? Mr. Straight Up, I think I said enough for you. So I just want to tell you, wish you the best for the season and wish you a Merry Christmas and just continue to do what you got to do. We're going to see one another soon. Just take care of yourself. See you when I see you. Abracadabra. Be good.
Be good to yourself as well, my Straight Talk family. And we thank this caller for holding and a Merry Christmas to you. That caller has gone. And I'm not ready for her. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Patches, it's me again. I stand for correction, okay? But in respect to the solar plant that was said to be on its way, and I think there is some kind of collision why it's not arrived yet. But let me explain how solar works, okay? And this message going to the smart engineer who has that portfolio. There are many ways you can generate solar energy, okay? And the best way is once you have those panels and the wire harness is in its right form, and contributing to the commentary that the gentleman just spoke about. When the sun go down, there is no energy. There is a storage capacity, which is called capacitors, that will store the energy, whether it's day or night, and it distribute. Everything is backup. Backup, backup, backup. One back the other one up, whether it's day or night, snow or shine. So for correction, if the engineer don't know how this system goes, tell him call me. 347-460-8192. Thank you very much. Bye for now.
Thank you very much. Let's go back to the lines. I would hate to believe that the so-called engineer said that, but he said that he's rather out of touch. But caller, you're live. Happy Christmas to you when it comes.
Cheers.
The Major, how about thou?
My God.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Yes. Yes. What are the two things that I do? I wish you a happy Christmas and a bright and prosperous New Year, right?
Yes, I wish you the same, my brother, and good health.
Yeah, and then, that is good. That is good. We have to live together as one. Yes. But there's a thing that I was just thinking to me, man. You know, there's a man who like to look to my books and so on. And I want you to listen to this one. Yeah, you listening?
Yes, I always listen to the Major. And
this one is a value test. This one is a value test.
Value what?
So let me tell you what it is. I'm saying to you, let us fill up each hour, every hour with what we love. Let us fill up each hour with what we love. Buy up every moment as they go. The life above. You see, every moment we go, the life is above. You watch me? And when this is past, it is ripe. It is ripe fruit of life below. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
You understand that,
yes,
Patches?
I'm listening.
We have to fill up every hour. Every hour that lasts, man. Every hour that lasts, we have to fill it up. And that will last. And buy up the moments. We have to buy up the moments as they go. The life above, when this is past, is a ripe fruit of life below. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much as well. My street dog family, thanks a lot. Major. Good night, Ambassador. First, let me wish you season's greetings to you and all your loved ones and family. Patches Nevis is up in arms. The police station in Charlestown is behind by a year. Let's go. The company who was working on it is no longer on the job. They have not been paid. Mr. Skett wants his building that the police are using, and he too is not being paid. The snake is not telling the people what is going on in Nevis. Patches, it is time we stop the BS St. Kitts and Nevis Carnival. Patches is the carnival. Snake does not say Nevis and St. Kitts Culturama. Two islands, one federation, but they do not like us. They like the federal dollars. Let's see what the Social Security going to do about their rent from the NIA in 2025. Patches, hold the fort and let us wish for better times. Much respect and love, reads this email. You embarrass Mark by not telling him he was going to reduce the VAT for 6 months. Now that Mark has passed his budget without having any prior knowledge that Dr. Jew was going to reduce the VAT for 6 months is an indicator that all is not well between July and Mark the snake. There was a time Harris went over to Nevis on the invitation of the management of the Four Seasons Hotel for a discussion, and Mark cursed and abused Harris, saying he was out of his place to visit Nevis without informing him. Why he don't curse Drew now for insulting him and making him look like a fool? Because Mark must return to the NIA assembly and adjust his budget now to be in conformity with the federal budget, for it is a federal tax. reads this email. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, are you there? Okay, seems to have missed that caller. Let's take this other email in the meantime while I wait your calls. Hi, Patches. I notice you keep referring to the Honorable Congress Maynard as a so-called engineer. Is that a name given to him by his constituents, or was it given by Straight Talk? I would have thought a more appropriate name for Congress would be Pregnant Head. What do you think? Reads that email. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you are live.
Yeah, Patrick, I try to come back in very quickly and say what I got to say. Patrick, I don't care who vex. I do not like that word, labor. Labor intention is to keep down poor people, poor and poor, that you must always come with your palm of your hand, stretch out in front of them and they give you what they want. Look what King Lawyer do to the sugar workers them and they close the sugar factory. My good friend John Paul say he want to waste money, and look what he tell John Paul. I will have to sell you too if you want more money. Nobody's supposed to tell the employee that, because working in a cane field is very hard. That is the hardest work after building Brimstone Hill in St. Kitts. And then he going to disrespect people. A lot of people ain't get the money. My wife ain't get no money, and she work with them. So me surprised when he come talk about people. When he come talk about people must not look at brand. What you mean don't look at brand? He been looking at brand. So and he come telling people them stupidness in this country here. But they need to go. They need to go, and action need to move them from there. They're killing this country. I want to know if them who in opposition going to wait until we got the last 3-4 months to go up on the road. Because all your campaigning, they're going to be too late. Because people going done accustomed to suffering, and they're going to go borrow money again to win labor, and they're going to fool a lot of people. When he take away the $500, when this one he take away the $500 from the people, them, I said, that take away money, a lady tell me that she needs come from Tartolo, come vote for them. And when she went back down and she understand what's going on, she said, Lord of mercy. Auntie, I'm sorry that you got to turn to that. The auntie tell her, look, you come up here, come turn me in a war being, because they ain't getting the $500. And many more persons in this country had to go and do things that they never planned to do in their life just to survive. Pay people when they work, all because the woman says she needs your money, she ain't get what kind of money that day. Only God knows. And whatsoever happen, by whosoever do it, know what happened. Patrick, this is it for me now. I think my conscience, I'll let have enough till next year.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Good evening, Mr. Straight Talk. Could you please enlighten us, the dunce, on the meaning of the word emergency and how emergency procurement works? For a little understanding is that an emergency response would bring near immediate relief. How does emergency procurement for a plan that will take over 12 months to construct fit into that emergency category? Also, we know that some places use desalinated water for all their needs. Are we in a position to do such? Desalinate water for loads of money and then throw it underground, or wash our vehicles, or maybe let it leak away all over the country. And how much people this $50 million plant will help? Please enlighten us with this email. Is this going to be like the water tanks that they gave out? Reads this email. This other email reads, my Straight Dog family, I want to wish the entire Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis a special greetings to the Straight Talk family. Merry Christmas and a bright and prosperous New Year. Reads this email. Thanks, and the same to you. It is utter arrogance for for Isoline Phillip to have the guts to say she is happy to have paid off her student loans when she was a part of taking bread out of our citizens' mouth. Talk about wrongfully taken from some and given to others is a true fact. Shame on the entire July administration, reads this other email. Well, Patches, $500 million is still a lot of money. Dr. Joe is confusing himself. My Straight Talk family, that's right. Dear Patches, it is utterly shameful that the St. Peter's Road, where Dr. Williams tragically lost her life, remains a death trap despite Dr. Joe's boast of paving it. This road is a mockery of progress and a constant threat to motorists' lives. The complete absence of line markings is not just negligence, it's a glaring disregard for public safety. Drivers are forced to gamble with their lives, swerving onto shoulders and guessing their lanes because the government can't seem to afford something as basic as paint. Yes, paint, a small but vital detail that could prevent accidents and save lives. Is this what Dr. Joe calls leadership? A road that's more dangerous now than before. Dr. Joe's priorities are clear. Flashy announcements and photo ops abroad while our communities are left to suffer. Perhaps if he spent less time parading on international stages and more time ensuring our roads are safe, we wouldn't have to plead for something as simple as painted lane markings. How many more lives must be lost before this government starts taking our safety seriously? It's time for accountability and action, not empty words. Cha reads this email. And my Straight Talk family, as we wind down tonight's programming, wow, I have quite a lot more emails. Give me a break. I saw Miss Byron from the village blogger on Facebook that they are reading her post and she has shunned them. They were upset with her, but they now realize she was speaking truth. Reads this other email. Good night, Patches. Please read my email in its entirety. Do you know the Patches, the factory waste oily water was dumped near the factory pier? I believe that oil deposits can still be found in the waters where the desalination plant will be built. Where will be built or where? Yes, that is true. The ashes and everything came on that drain from the sugar factory. I remember that very well. Good night, Patches. I heard Dr. Jew was late to catch his flight going to Antigua for Asset Michael's funeral, and so he chartered a private jet for $20,000 with the country's money, and we in the red. The funeral was on Wednesday or Thursday of last week during the budget. Yes, it was on Thursday, I think it was. Dear Patches, today I watch in disbelief as employees from Skellig and the Water Department lined up at Ocean Cold Storage to collect Christmas hams from Congress Maynard's ministry. While these workers deserve appreciation, it's an outrage that only Congress's ministry is spreading holiday cheer while the rest of the public servants, teachers, nurses, and countless others are left out in the cold. Are they not just as deserving? Dr. Joe claimed the government is running a deficit economy, using it as an excuse to deny civil servants their well-earned bonuses. Yet somehow, beg your pardon, Congress Maynard is able to hand out goodies like there's no tomorrow. Is this a coordinated government policy, or is Congress acting independently? The glaring inconsistency is an insult to every hard-working civil servant who gets nothing. This fiasco exposes more than just inequity. It reveals cracks in Dr. Drew's leadership. How can one minister afford generosity while the prime minister cries poverty? Is Dr. Drew unaware of what's happening, or is he choosing to turn a blind eye? And the bigger question looms, is Congress silently fighting against Dr. Drew? The people deserve answers, reads that email. So fly like a G6. He says he met a country in the red. Yet he like a G6, he and his cabinet up and down looking for the investors that were lined up and waiting, he says, like a G6 that burned that money early. No difficult decisions were made then. Now, 2 years later, he remembers, as he said, that he inherited an economy that had one leg. The great contradictor reads this other email. Ask the Yankee caller what happens to the development of the country. Which Caribbean country giving money like that to citizens? We are not in America, reads this other email. While Big Lies and others are saying things not going well, King Lala seems to believe it's amazing, reads this other email. And let's take this final email, I believe, reads, Hi Patches, good night, and please let me wish you and all the listeners a Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year. Patches, please let me send out a message to all the Calypsonians for the show 2025. I wish to say that they were right not to sign the addendum with the shit it contained. You were right not to sign and stand firm and stand for what you believe me. I think that the Calypso ministers was out of his place to send out such simply because the winner of the best talent in the Queen show told a story in her talent, and she upset the entire body of government ministers. I send sympathy to the late Dr. Williams' mother on the death of her dearly beloved daughter, who was going through hell with her not getting paid since around April, and the end result is now losing her life for her own rights. Please play your Christmas song. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all. Thanks for reading my email, reads this email. And those are my emails tonight. And as I wrap tonight's program in my Straight Talk family, tonight our thesis I titled Nothing a Keep for Christmas. And my Straight Talk family, the act of giving during Christmas, I made the point, holds significant importance both personally and socially. In essence, giving during Christmas nurtures compassion, strengthens bonds, and fosters a deeper sense of community and shared humanity. It moves beyond material gifts to a more profound exchange of kindness, love, and emotional support. But the country is facing 2.5 years of incompetence, failure, and economic decline. Terence Michael July announced recently he inherited, my Straight Talk family, hear this, he announced recently he inherited $500 million. $500 million. In any currency, that's a lot of money, don't you think, my Straight Talk family? He said this.
Weighing on a SIDF that they had is $1 billion they inherited, Madam Deputy Speaker. $1 billion. I inherited almost half of that. If I had $1 billion, oh my God. I'm telling you. You know what you could do with that?
I wonder what you think he can do with that. Perhaps buy an aeroplane. But you know, my Straight Talk family, he cried wolf. Wolf. You know, in small as we say, you cry wolf. Wolf, wolf. He cried about deficit. He plunged the country into serious deficit, my Straight Talk family. Almost $300 million. They didn't speak about it. They never challenged it. But my Straight Talk family, the third Prime Minister, Timothy Harris, exposed it in his budget presentation.
I want this to sink in. The government for 2024, it's predicting by its own report a huge sum of $237 million in 2024.
Yes, my Straight Talk family, let's go back to the lines. Happy Christmas to this caller. You are live.
Hi, good night.
Good night, my dear.
And how art now? How art thou?
I am peaceful. Yourself?
Okay, myself is peaceful also. I just want to tell you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year when it comes back. And you know, the Prime Minister said something else, isn't it?
Yes, he is.
You get $500 million. You inherit it. But what happened to giving the people them some? And you're going to say you and have it in a deposit? So what? The man crazy.
Yes.
He is crazy. Lord, I wonder if these people understanding what a man's saying. You get $500 million. You ain't satisfied with that and give the people themselves. And what Susha, what he do? What he do for the country?
Increase the debt.
Anyway, have a good night. And Ruth said to tell you, good night.
Oh, I thought I recognized the voice. Yes, I give you my regards, and you have yourself a wonderful Christmas. Yeah.
I will.
Yes, my dear.
Okay.
Thanks. Good to hear you. Good to hear you. It's from South Carolina. Yes, my Straight Dog family. Yes, and we will perhaps take a few more calls since I started a little late. I go back to the lines. Caller, you're live. Happy Christmas when it comes to you.
Hi, Patrice. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year when it comes.
Yes, same to you, my dear. Same to you.
Merry Christmas culture. This is a lady from Atlas in New York.
Okay.
When you talking about that he gets $500 million and Timothy, the other government had to get $10 billion or whatever. He must understand that when he get the country debt free because they didn't have to pay the IMF.
That's right.
When Timothy get the country, he had to pay IMF. That's what they mean. So when he's talking about made too much money, he didn't have to. They don't have to pay IMF anymore.
Yes, I mean.
So what he expect to they pay off the debt, and you expect to still make the same amount of money there?
And well, add he bought back some of the land too.
Exactly. So he expect to make all them kind of money there. Yes. The fact is the most important thing that you're in IMF.
Right.
Because they had IMF, that's why they introduced the 17% VAT to get the money to pay back IMF. So what he talking about? The Jew is just nothing but confused. And you see, you got to be so careful when you're talking about this government here, because I know the Labour government that I used to back, there was like these one to tell you how to talk, when to talk. If not you don't know if you're going to see tomorrow. So anyway, you take care and enjoy Christmas when it comes.
Thank you. Same to you, my dear.
You're
Good
welcome.
health as well.
Bye.
Yes, my Straight Dog family. The question we ask ourselves: how will the poor survive? How will the poor survive? The senior minister said we have a deficit. So what? He asks.
There seems to be some noise about, the expenditure is more than the revenue expected. So it's a deficit budget. So what? I've had several deficit budgets.
Yes, he had several deficit budgets, that's right. And he ran to the IMF thereafter. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Yes, Patrick, let me get back in real quick there, man. Great point by that lady there. So you have to now disclose what was the IMF debt at that time when you need to take over.
$170 million. $170 million. That was paid off by Timothy Harris.
So we know math might not be your best strong point, but when you deduct that from that billion, that billion or whatever was said there by the Prime Minister, then you see what was left, right? For him to work with, right?
Right.
Basically speaking. But to that emailer, I'm just going to respond and say, with all the money collected in the CBI program over all them years, St. Kitts Nevis should be in tip-top shape. The money is going elsewhere except in the people's pockets. But and also the development of the country where some of the money should be going, or most of it should be going. What's left over should trickle down to the people. And not just stay in certain people's hands. But the people are now crying that they haven't seen the development taking place like how it should. With the amount of money collected, the country should be in tip-top shape. I know from my personal knowledge, yes, the money should be pumped back into developing the country as well. We should have already had a state-of-the-art hospital, state-of-the-art schools. Our roads should be immaculate. St. Kitts and Nevis should be like Dubai, Saudi Arabia, the French Riviera. We ain't seen the development on that sliding scale, matching the amount of money they rake them. That emailer got to realize the money is going elsewhere. It's not developing the country either. You think I'm just merely saying, put all the money into people's hands? That's not what I'm saying. We are not seeing the development either. The money is disappearing. But my condolences go out to that lady doctor that got killed on the highway there in St. Kitts by car. And when it comes to that, man, I wish St. Kitts and Nevis all the best going forward with that criminology that's going on there.
Okay.
The people got a lot of questions. Was there a report released by the police yet, Patches?
Not to my knowledge.
And I don't know what they're waiting for. People are speculating. But lastly, before I get off, the soca engineer, like you call him, said that they're going to be an internet station built in St. Kitts. And because these people are so much trying to quell people's fundamental rights of freedom of speech and expression, thanks to those Calypsonians for standing up to them. When that internet station is built in St. Kitts, we have to be careful with this government or whoever government going to be in charge at that time when that station is completed. Because when that is done, they're going to be able to monitor the internet and shut it down. And that's going to be a big form of quelling people's expression. Of communication in and out of St. Kitts can be controlled when that station is complete. And the people of St. Kitts and Nevis got to pay attention to what's going on.
Okay.
But that's my piece for tonight. And I wish everybody the best for the season and be safe. Thanks.
Thank you. We wish you the same as well. Patches, July and his government keep fooling people of this country. He announced another bogus program again in Parliament. And people will have to sign up again. I'm asking July, what happened to all those persons who have already signed up for the LIFT program and up to now have not gotten any money from that program? What July should do is start paying out the money to those who have already signed up for the LIFT, is this email. And perhaps that's my final email. Patches, during the budget wrap-up by July, Mark Brantley was agreeing with him, talking all that crap. What kind of leader of the opposition we have? He might as well sit with the government on their benches. And yes, my Straight Talk family, that's the way we're gonna wrap for tonight and to, in the process, ask the question in the context of what the former Prime Minister said. Deficit, so what? But these comments provide clear evidence of the poor leadership we are witnessing. It's symptomatic, as a friend of mine would say, of the poor leadership under this July administration. And the results are hurting the working class in particular, more than any other. So what, he asks, and we can hear the response from the public sector workers: no double salary. So what, he asks, and we hear the response from the citizens: no CBI dividends. So what, he asks, and we hear the response from those who are the poorest amongst us: no more social assistance program, no more PAP, no more peace money. And so what, he asks? More debt financing is the response, my Straight Dog family. And what we wish for Christmas, my Straight Dog family, I believe we all wish this.
So I come to say that I wish everyone all the best for Christmas. But the best Christmas gift we will have is when this incompetent government goes away. We must say, like in Exodus, set the people free, give them a chance to breathe again. Give them a chance to find jobs. Give them a chance to recover their hope. Give them a chance to buy carnation milk. And you can keep your deer milk or your camel milk or whichever expensive milk you're drinking in Dubai. Give them a break. Let the people breathe again. That is my plea for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis at this time of the year.
And that's my wish, my Straight Dog family. Like Timothy Harris, I came tonight to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. But I also believe that the Christmas gift would be most welcome to all of us is if you see the back of this incompetent, heartless, and corrupt government. And that's my story tonight, my Straight Dog family, and I'm not going to change it. But in the process, I'm going to thank Almighty God for guiding our conversation tonight, as always. I'm going to thank you, the many listeners, those of you who called, and those of you who sent emails, and those of you who just listened. Just remember, you are the ones who make Straight Talk. And for that reason, I say a big, big thank you. I am Ian Patches Liburd and God's Spear. We will connect on next week, Monday. Mark your calendars. Next week, Monday, will be our final program for 2024. So we connect on Monday at 8 o'clock, God's willing. But just remember, whatever your mind conceive, that you will achieve. But first of all, you got to believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light and thank Him for taking you through the night. And my Straight Dog family, have yourselves a wonderful, happy, and peaceful Christmas. I leave you with the words of my own Christmas song, which says, Merry, Merry Christmas to all of you. Bye-bye. Until we connect next week, Monday the 30th, my Straight Dog family.
Carols singing and church bells ringing. Let's jump and joy. Oh yeah. 'Cause in the manger is where he lay. Born to Mary, this precious little boy. A merry, merry Christmas. This is a merry, merry Christmas. To everyone, everywhere. To everyone around the world. To my brothers and my sisters. To all my loved ones, whether far or near. As November gone, Christmas step in, Christmas get in, and every house a decorate with Christmas setting. Peace, joy, Christmas blessing, love and respect to all men. Peace on earth, goodwill, my friends. Like angels, let us sing. Oh, want that man no more may die. So sing praises to the newborn King. Oh yeah. A merry, merry Christmas. This is a merry, merry Christmas.